Last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we...
Caitlin Clark made history as the first WNBA player ever to be named Time Athlete of the Year, a groundbreaking milestone for women's basketball. While many celebrated the achievement as a defining moment for the league, it unexpectedly sparked backlash, not only from certain fans but also from voices within the WNBA itself, revealing surprising divisions among players, analysts, and league supporters alike.
Taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now, and this year something clicked with the WNBA. And it's because of the draft of the players that came in.
Sheila Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, criticized Clark's time honor during an interview on CNN, arguing that the recognition should have been awarded to the entire WNBA rather than a single player. Her remarks ignited outrage across social media and intensified conversations about internal tensions within the league.
It's not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out there that it's been unrecognized. And I don't think we can just pin it on one.
What exactly did Sheila Johnson say? Why have her comments been labeled divisive and potentially damaging to the WNBA? And perhaps most importantly, how did Caitlin Clark respond? Let's break it all down.
When you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
Johnson's comments during her CNN appearance drew sharp criticism from analysts. Instead of applauding Clark's historic Time Athlete of the Year honor, Johnson suggested the award should have gone to the entire league in order to avoid creating hard feelings. She also implied that the intense media coverage surrounding Clark reflected racial dynamics, arguing that equally talented players of color often do not receive comparable recognition. Those remarks immediately sparked a heated national debate.
This phrase has been couched, hasn't it? The Caitlin Clark effect. Why do you think that has been the case?
Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that day.
One analyst described Johnson's reasoning as embarrassing, calling out what they saw as flawed logic. This is sports. We honor individual excellence, they argued, pointing to MVP awards and prestigious recognitions like Time Athlete of the Year. Suggesting that an entire league should share an individual honor, they said, diminishes the significance of achievement and ignores how transcendent stars like Caitlin Clark generate global attention for women's basketball.
In basketball and sports, people get awards. They get the MVP. They don't give it to the league. There's the most valuable player. They get singled out. It's not a participation trophy. It's not an equal...
Critics further accused Johnson of reigniting jealousy narratives that Clark herself has consistently worked to quiet. During her Time interview, Clark emphasized mutual respect and unity across the league. Yet Johnson's remarks reopened wounds, fueling backlash throughout the sports world.
Time interview was talking about how trying to clap back at the fact that she was being targeted and people were jealous of her and bitter towards her. And now, the freaking Mystics owner is just...
Johnson's framing also faced scrutiny from commentators who called it insulting. They argued that Clark's stardom is rooted in undeniable performance, breaking records, launching shots from 30 feet, and drawing millions of viewers, not favoritism or manufacture hype.
And a WNBA owner has just said Caitlin Clark is big because she's white. No, because she's shooting the ball from 30 feet. She's literally shooting the ball from 30 feet. This is the reason why the WNBA has failed. People like this are the reason why WNBA...
Analysts noted that Johnson appeared to overlook Clark's measurable contributions to the WNBA, increased attendance, surging television ratings, and unprecedented mainstream attention. They maintained that her recognition should be celebrated rather than questioned, as she represents the league's forward momentum. Clark isn't the problem. She's the solution, one analyst concluded, underscoring her pivotal role in elevating women's basketball.
We have got to operate and become stronger as a league and respect everybody that's playing and their talent.
While analysts dissected Johnson's remarks, fans flooded social media to defend Clark. Reactions ranged from biting sarcasm to heartfelt advocacy. Many saw Johnson's comments not as an invitation for dialogue, but as a misguided attack on one of the league's brightest stars. One viral post mocked the hard feelings argument. Let's cancel all league awards. No championships, no MVPs, no Rookie of the Year. Just give everyone a participation trophy. Another fan expressed frustration with the WNBA silence, writing, "Not one person from the league has defended her, and they wonder why fans think jealousy exists." Beyond emotion, supporters pointed to data Johnson seemed to ignore. For example, 31% of the Washington Mystics' total 2024 attendance came from just 2 games against Clark's team. Those matchups were moved to a larger arena due to overwhelming demand. In non-fever games, Washington averaged roughly 5,000 attendees. Against Clark, that number skyrocketed to nearly 20,000. Her appearances consistently set road attendance records, and 19 of her regular season games drew at least 1 million viewers. By contrast, only 6 playoff games without Clark reached that milestone. Even players weighed in. Lexi Brown of the Los Angeles Sparks called the situation absolutely insane, urging the league to stop taking steps backward. She also noted that Johnson failed to highlight her own impressive rookie class. A viral post summarized the frustration. A WNBA player wins Athlete of the Year for the first time ever, and league leadership asks why not someone else. For many fans, Clark's recognition symbolized growth, visibility, and validation for the entire league.
Need to sit down, and I think our leadership with our commissioner, she needs to sit down and even bring a psychologist in, I don't know, but talk to the players and how we resolve the issues that we're going through. Because not only what's going through with the WNBA is happening in society.
Johnson also stated, "We all need to sit down. I think our leadership, including our commissioner, needs to sit down, even bring in a psychologist if necessary, to address the issues we're facing, because what's happening in the WNBA reflects broader societal tensions." Yet while debates intensified, Clark's actions continued to demonstrate why she is so widely admired. Beyond record-breaking performances, she embodies humility, generosity, and leadership, qualities that define true role models.
The hardest part about being Caitlin Clark, I would say, having to feel like you're always like on.
We came from Wisconsin.
That is fun.
Ready?
Oh my gosh.
You just have bad days, and there's days where you don't want to talk to anyone, but somebody comes up to you and this is their 10-second interaction with you, so you better smile and be kind. But at the same time, it's just like, if you just want to be normal sometimes.
Clark notably declined to participate in an ESPN series focused exclusively on her college career, insisting that fellow standouts like Camila Cardoso and Kiki Rice also be featured. During the WNBA season, she reportedly advocated for bonus considerations for opposing players whose teams benefited financially from high ticket sales when facing her, demonstrating her commitment to uplifting others.
Or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it still comes down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course.
Clark's mindset directly contradicts claims that individual recognition breeds resentment. Her actions reflect a consistent effort to include and elevate her peers, making Johnson's concerns appear misplaced. On the court, Clark's work ethic sets a new benchmark. After a grueling college season, she transitioned seamlessly into the WNBA, logging heavy minutes without complaint. "I'm lucky to do what I love," she told Time, while outlining off-season goals centered on strength, mid-range development, and mental toughness.
Enjoying a little bit of a break. I played basketball for literally a year straight. I played like 82 games. I didn't miss a game from college to the pros, which is basically an entire NBA season. And I didn't really come out of many games either. So it was long, but I'm very fortunate and grateful. But I feel like I can just continue to improve.
Her impact extends beyond skill. It's about stewardship of her platform. Clark regularly praises teammates acknowledges competitors, and highlights the achievements of others. That approach has made her one of the league's most relatable and inspiring figures. While Johnson's remarks introduce division, Clark's leadership reflects unity. If her rookie season is any indicator, she is reshaping the narrative of women's basketball in real time.
Into the WNBA as a rookie, had more assists than any player ever, generated more points than any player ever, made first team all WNBA, rookie season, led the Fever to the playoffs, rookie season. It's just sad. It's just sad at this juncture. Why backlash for helping to grow the league and getting others shine? Do people get mad when LeBron James or Tom Brady is put on a cover? No, it should be the entire NFL.
For many observers, Johnson's comments exposed deeper leadership challenges within the WNBA, specifically, a struggle to rally cohesively behind breakout stars. Fans were particularly struck by the league's muted public response. Not one person has defended her. One post read, amplifying perceptions of internal friction.
I'm sorry that the WNBA wasn't as popular before. I didn't watch it as much as I did before, and I'm covering it now. But that's the good thing. That's the benefit. Every other player who wasn't getting the recognition is now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Can no one see that? Asia Wilson is much more famous than she was before. This next wave.
Johnson's portrayal of Clark's success as problematic underscored concerns about cohesion. Clark's undeniable influence on attendance, ratings, and overall visibility should have been a celebratory moment. Instead, it became controversial. How hard is it to just say congratulations and move on? One fan asked. As the league gains traction with new audiences, such internal discord risks undermining its own momentum.
Caitlin Clark is the clear and obvious driving force. It's not black and white, it is green. The attendance for the Mystics games broke the record for most attended games against the Fever. They averaged like 4,000 in attendance. Against the Fever, it was over 20,000. The three highest attended games this year were all Fever games. Over 20,000. 3 games went over 20,000. 2 were...
For the WNBA to flourish, leadership must prioritize unity over division. Johnson's remarks and the league's limited response highlight the need for a clearer, stronger vision moving forward. The question now is whether the WNBA can learn from this episode or risk losing momentum during a critical growth phase. Despite the controversy, Caitlin Clark remains a symbol of possibility. Her Time Athlete of the Year recognition represents not just personal triumph, but the league's potential future, where individual excellence uplifts the collective.
Great black players before. Caitlin still has work to do before she can be considered the greatest of all time in the professional ranks. But to act like there's just like this laundry list of players who are better than Caitlin Clark is stupid.
Ultimately, the overwhelming support from fans and media suggests that the WNBA's path forward is bright if it embraces what Clark represents: work ethic, humility, and the power to unite audiences. As she continues to excel, Clark is setting a new leadership standard, one centered on lifting teammates, respecting rivals, and expanding the game's reach. The opportunity is clear. Rally behind transformative stars and convert their momentum into lasting growth. Caitlin Clark has chosen to lead by example. The only question left is whether the league will follow. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.